Welcome. Today we're exploring the top 5 rare United States of America state quarter-dollar coins, each valued for different conditions, key mint marks, and special varieties that collectors are always searching for. From early statehood releases and low mintage issues to silver-proof editions and striking error coins, these quarters can be worth far more than their face value. Condition plays a major role, whether the coin is circulated, lightly worn, uncirculated, or preserved in pristine proof condition. Mint marks such as P, D, and S, along with special silver-proof versions, significantly affect rarity and collector demand. Let's get started. First up, the United States of America state quarter-dollar coin crossing the Delaware 2021 with AP mint mark in circulated condition. At first glance, it may seem like ordinary change, but this quarter represents a bold transitional design and a renewed tribute to the spirit of independence. The Crossing the Delaware quarter was released in 2021 as a special design before the launch of the American Women Quarters program. It brought back the image of George Washington to the obverse, but in a refreshed artistic style that feels dynamic and forward-looking. This coin bridges past and present, making it a fascinating piece for collectors and everyday holders alike. The obverse of the 2021 P quarter features a new portrait of George Washington facing right, based on an earlier sculpt by Laura Garden Fraser. His expression is sharp and determined, giving the coin a sense of motion and strength. The inscriptions "Liberty" and "I Am God We Trust" frame the portrait, while the date 2021 appears clearly beneath. The P Mint mark confirms that this coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. Unlike older Philadelphia coins that often lacked mint marks, modern issues proudly display the letter P. This small detail is critical for collectors because it helps distinguish production origins and track mintage differences. Now let us turn to the reverse, where the true drama unfolds. The image captures General George Washington standing in a boat as he crosses the icy Delaware River during the Revolutionary War. The soldiers rowing through rough waters symbolize courage, resilience, and determination against overwhelming odds. United States of America and quarter dollar frame the design, while Crossing the Delaware marks the historic moment. Even in circulated condition, the detail of this design remains impressive. You can often still see the folds in Washington's coat, the texture of the water beneath the boat, and the determined expressions of the soldiers. Light wear may appear on the highest points, such as Washington's cheek or the ripples of the river, but the overall composition remains bold. The coin is composed of a copper core layered with nickel, the standard clad composition used for modern quarters. This durable blend allows the coin to withstand years of circulation while maintaining its silvery appearance. In circulated condition, the surface may show minor scratches or softening, but it remains structurally strong. The year 2021 was a time of global change and adaptation. This quarter circulated during a period shaped by shifting economic patterns and digital transactions, yet physical currency still played an important role. Holding this coin is like holding a small piece of contemporary American history. Collectors appreciate transitional designs, and the Crossing the Delaware quarter stands out because it marked the return to a single historic theme before the new multi-year series began. That unique position in the timeline makes it especially interesting to numismatists. When evaluating a circulated example, collectors look for even wear and clean surfaces. Balanced circulation marks are often preferable to deep scratches or heavy damage. A coin with attractive toning and minimal distractions can still command attention. The artistry of the reverse design sets this quarter apart from many previous issues. The sense of movement in the boat and the intensity in Washington's posture create a cinematic effect rarely seen in circulating coinage. Even with light wear, the design retains its emotional power. Millions of 2021 P Crossing the Delaware quarters were minted, making it a common modern issue. However, within large mintages, rare mint errors can occur. Off-center strikes, double dies, die cracks, or missing clad layers are examples of anomalies that can dramatically increase value. Searching through rolls of quarters can be an exciting experience. Among dozens of coins, one unusual detail might stand out under close inspection. This is how many valuable discoveries begin. The reeded edge of the quarter continues the long-standing tradition of ridged edges on higher denominations. Originally designed to prevent clipping in silver coins, the reeded edge now remains as a security and design feature. Even in circulated condition, these ridges are usually crisp and intact. Collectors often emphasize that eye appeal plays a significant role in value. A circulated coin with smooth, even toning can appear more attractive than one with uneven discoloration or harsh marks. The Crossing the Delaware theme carries deep patriotic symbolism. It represents perseverance during hardship and decisive action in moments of uncertainty. That symbolism resonates strongly with collectors and history enthusiasts alike. Modern quarters like this one also attract new collectors who are drawn to contemporary designs. Because the coin is recent, it is widely available, making it an accessible entry point into numismatics. Proper storage becomes important once a coin is identified as collectible. Placing it in a protective holder helps preserve its condition and prevent additional wear. Cleaning should be avoided, as it can damage the surface and reduce value. Circulated condition does not mean insignificant. Many collectors enjoy coins that show light evidence of real-world use because they feel authentic and connected to everyday life. Over time, as coins are lost or heavily worn, higher-quality circulated examples may become harder to find. Demand can shift as collectors seek well-preserved pieces from transitional years. The Philadelphia Mint's production quality ensures that even circulated examples often maintain strong strikes. This consistency makes the design details easier to appreciate years after release. Holding this quarter connects you to both the Revolutionary War era and the modern 21st century. It blends historic imagery with contemporary minting precision. Collectors understand that rarity is not always obvious at first glance. A coin that seems common today could gain attention tomorrow due to shifting demand or newly discovered varieties. The excitement of coin collecting lies in possibility. Every time you examine your change, you might uncover something extraordinary hiding in plain sight. The 2021 Crossing the Delaware quarter reminds us that American coinage continues to evolve while honoring its roots. It tells a story of bravery and national identity through a small but powerful canvas. Even in circulated condition, the strength of Washington's stance and the motion of the river create a striking visual impression that stands out among modern coins. As collectors continue to study this issue, interest may grow in exceptional examples with rare mint characteristics or outstanding preservation. Next up. Have you ever picked up a worn and damaged quarter and almost ignored it, thinking it was worth nothing more than 25 cents? Today we are diving into the United States of America State Quarter South Carolina 2000 with AP mint mark in damaged condition, and you might be surprised how even an imperfect coin can hold an interesting story and unexpected potential. The year 2000 was only the second year of the highly popular 50-state quarters program, a series that transformed everyday pocket change into a nationwide collecting phenomenon. Millions of Americans began checking their change carefully, hoping to complete full sets of every state. South Carolina proudly became one of the early designs in this historic program. On the obverse, the familiar portrait of George Washington appears, a design that had already been in circulation for decades before the state series began. The words "Liberty" and "I in God We Trust" surround his profile, while the date 2000 marks the year of issue. Even in damaged condition, Washington's image usually remains identifiable, though scratches, dents, or discoloration may affect the surface. The P Mint mark confirms that this particular coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. Modern Philadelphia quarters carry this mint mark clearly, helping collectors distinguish them from Denver or San Francisco issues. That small letter P plays an important role when identifying varieties and tracking production numbers. Now let us look at the reverse, where the true character of the South Carolina quarter shines. The design features the palmetto tree, the Carolina wren, and the yellow jessamine flower, all symbols of the state's heritage and natural beauty. The outline of the state appears behind these elements, with the inscription "The Palmetto State" proudly displayed. Even in damaged condition, the core elements of the design can still tell a story. The palmetto tree, which became a symbol of resilience during the Revolutionary War, stands tall despite surface marks. The Carolina wren represents the state bird, and the yellow jessamine highlights its official flower. Damage on a coin can take many forms. It might include heavy scratches, edge dents, corrosion spots, environmental staining, or even minor bending. While damage generally reduces collector value compared to well-preserved examples, it does not erase the historical and artistic significance of the coin. The 2000 South Carolina quarter was produced in large quantities, making it common in circulation. However, the state quarters program introduced millions of new collectors to the hobby, and some specific errors and varieties from the series have gained attention over time. Mint errors are always worth investigating. Off-center strikes, double dies, clipped planchets, or missing clad layers can transform an ordinary coin into a collectible rarity. Even a coin that appears damaged could sometimes mask an actual mint error beneath the surface. The composition of the coin follows the standard clad structure, with a copper core and outer nickel layers. If damage exposes the copper core along the edge or surface, it creates a distinct reddish appearance that contrasts with the silver tone of the outer layer. Circulated and damaged coins often show evidence of years of handling. This particular quarter may have traveled through countless transactions, from grocery stores to vending machines, parking meters, or gas stations. Each mark adds to its journey through American commerce. The year 2000 was a time of excitement as the country entered a new millennium. This coin circulated during that transitional period, representing both the heritage of South Carolina and the optimism of a new century. Collectors often debate whether damaged coins hold value. In most cases, heavy damage lowers market price, especially for common issues. However, coins with unusual damage patterns or verified mint errors can still attract interest. Examining the coin carefully under magnification is essential. What appears to be random damage might actually be a die crack or strike-through error. Knowledge and patience are key when evaluating such pieces. The reeded edge of the quarter may also show wear or dents. Even so, the ridges often remain partially intact, preserving one of the coin's classic security features. For beginner collectors, even a damaged state quarter can serve as a learning tool. It teaches the difference between post-mint damage and genuine mint errors, which is a crucial skill in numismatics. The artistry of the South Carolina design continues to stand out, even when the surface is not perfect. The balance between natural symbols and state pride makes it one of the memorable entries in the series. Because the state quarters program was so popular, many people saved high-quality examples. As a result, damaged coins are more common in circulation today than pristine early strikes. However, rarity can emerge in unexpected ways. Certain error varieties from the 2000 state quarters have sold for impressive amounts when authenticated and preserved properly. Storage is important if you believe your coin has special characteristics. Even damaged coins should be kept dry and protected to prevent further deterioration. Collectors often remind newcomers that value depends on rarity, condition, and demand working together. A damaged coin without errors usually remains close to face value, but unusual features can change that quickly. The excitement of coin collecting comes from discovery. Every coin, even one with visible flaws, deserves a closer look before being dismissed. The South Carolina quarter symbolizes resilience, much like the palmetto tree itself. Even when marked by time and wear, it stands as a representation of state pride and American craftsmanship. Holding this coin connects you to both a specific state identity and a nationwide collecting movement that captured the imagination of millions. Damage does not erase the story behind the design. Instead, it reminds us that coins are tools of everyday life, constantly moving through hands and history. As time passes, collectors continue to examine early state quarters for overlooked varieties and hidden treasures. Even though most 2000p South Carolina quarters in damaged condition remain worth only their face value, under extraordinary circumstances involving rare mint errors or exceptional collector demand, a single example like this could astonishingly reach a value of $45,000. Next up, the United States of America State Quarter-Dollar Coin Idaho 2007 with AP mint mark in damaged condition. At first glance it may appear worn, scratched, or even discolored, but beneath those imperfections lies history, artistry, and the excitement of possibility that every coin collector understands. The Idaho quarter was released in 2007 as part of the legendary 50-state quarters program, one of the most successful coin series ever produced in the United States. This program transformed ordinary pocket change into collectible pieces of art, celebrating each state's heritage, culture, and natural beauty. Idaho's design proudly reflects the state's identity and spirit. On the obverse of the coin, the familiar portrait of George Washington appears, a design that has represented American quarters for generations. The inscriptions "Liberty" and "I in God We Trust" surround his profile, while the date 2007 sits clearly beneath. Even in damaged condition, Washington's image often remains recognizable, though scratches or dents may soften some of the finer details. The P Mint mark confirms that this quarter was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. Modern Philadelphia quarters carry this mark, distinguishing them from Denver issues. That small letter P is important to collectors because mint origin can influence value, especially when rare varieties or errors are involved. Now turning to the reverse, the Idaho design immediately captures attention. It features the peregrine falcon, the official state raptor, soaring powerfully above the outline of the state. The inscriptions Esto Perpetua, meaning let it be perpetual, and 1890 mark Idaho's admission to the Union. The name Idaho appears boldly at the top, framed by United States of America and quarter dollar. Even when the coin is in damaged condition, the dramatic image of the falcon in flight often remains visible. The wings spread wide symbolize freedom, strength, and resilience. Surface damage might include scratches across the field, edge nicks, or discoloration from environmental exposure, yet the overall design still communicates its powerful theme. Damage can happen in many ways after a coin leaves the mint. It may result from heavy circulation, accidental drops, contact with chemicals, or long-term storage in poor conditions. While damage generally lowers collector value, it does not erase the historical and artistic identity of the coin. The 2007 Idaho quarter was produced in large numbers, making it common in circulation. However, large mintages do not eliminate the possibility of rare mint errors. In fact, the sheer volume of coins struck increases the chance that a few unusual pieces slipped through quality control. Mint errors are where excitement truly begins. Off-center strikes, double die varieties, die cracks, clipped planchets, or missing clad layers can dramatically increase a coin's worth. Sometimes what appears to be simple damage could actually be a striking error from the mint itself. Examining the coin carefully under magnification is essential. Look closely at the lettering, especially around Idaho and Esto Perpetua. Doubling or unusual spacing could indicate a collectible variety. Also inspect the falcon's wings and the outline of the state for irregularities. The composition of the coin follows the standard clad structure, with a copper core sandwiched between outer nickel layers. If the damage exposes the copper core, you may notice a reddish tone along the edge or surface, contrasting with the silver-gray outer layer. The reeded edge of the quarter is another detail worth observing. Even in damaged condition, many of the ridges remain visible. These ridges were originally designed to prevent clipping in earlier silver coins and now serve as a classic design feature. The year 2007 marked the final stretch of the state quarters program. By this time, collectors across the nation were eagerly completing their sets. The Idaho quarter holds a place near the end of this historic series, adding to its collectible appeal. Holding this coin connects you to that era of collecting excitement. Families searched rolls of quarters together, children filled state maps with new discoveries, and coin albums became common household items. Damage tells its own story. Each scratch or mark may represent a transaction at a grocery store, a vending machine, a gas station, or a small-town shop. The coin traveled through countless hands, participating in everyday American life. Collectors often distinguish between post-mint damage and genuine mint errors. Post-mint damage usually reduces value significantly, while confirmed mint errors can increase it dramatically. This distinction is crucial when evaluating a damaged coin. Even if heavily worn, the Idaho design remains one of the more dynamic images in the state quarters program. The motion of the falcon in flight gives the coin a sense of energy rarely seen in earlier coinage. Because so many pristine examples were saved when the coin was released, damaged pieces are common today. However, unusual and dramatic mint errors from this issue can still command serious collector attention. Proper storage remains important, even for damaged coins. Placing them in protective holders prevents further environmental harm and preserves any potential value. The thrill of coin collecting lies in looking beyond the surface. What seems ordinary or flawed might hide something rare beneath close examination. As time passes, interest in the complete 50-state quarters set continues. Transitional years and specific state designs often gain renewed attention among collectors. The Idaho quarter represents natural beauty, strength, and endurance, qualities symbolized by the soaring falcon. Even a damaged example still carries that symbolism proudly. Collectors know that rarity, condition, and demand work together to determine value. While damage usually lowers desirability, confirmed rare varieties can defy expectations. The Philadelphia Mint's production standards were high, but no minting process is perfect. That small chance of error keeps collectors searching through circulated coins every day. Every coin, no matter its condition, deserves a careful look. It might just surprise you with hidden characteristics that set it apart from millions of others. The Idaho 2007 P quarter stands as a reminder that history and art can exist even in everyday pocket change. Its design celebrates state pride while contributing to one of the most beloved coin programs in American history. And while most 2007 P Idaho quarters in damaged condition remain worth only face value, under extraordinary circumstances involving rare mint errors or exceptional collector demand, a single coin like this could astonishingly reach a value of $45,000. Next up, the United States of America State $quarter coin Oklahoma 2008 with AP mint mark in circulated condition. This coin may look like everyday change, but behind its surface lies a story of heritage, artistry, and the thrill of possibility that makes coin collecting so exciting. The Oklahoma quarter was released in 2008 as part of the historic 50-state quarters program, a series that transformed ordinary American currency into a nationwide treasure hunt. By 2008, collectors across the country were eagerly waiting for each new release, carefully checking their change and filling coin albums state by state. Oklahoma proudly took its place in this legendary lineup. On the obverse of the coin, the familiar image of George Washington appears, a design that has represented the quarter for generations. His left-facing portrait is surrounded by the inscriptions Liberty and In God We Trust, with the date 2008 displayed clearly. Even in circulated condition, Washington's profile remains bold, though the highest points may show light wear. The P Mint mark indicates that this coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. Modern Philadelphia quarters proudly display this letter, distinguishing them from coins minted in Denver. For collectors, mint marks are essential details that help track production and identify potential varieties. Turning to the reverse, the Oklahoma design beautifully highlights the state's natural beauty. The image features the scissor-tailed flycatcher, Oklahoma's state bird, soaring gracefully above a vibrant Indian blanket wildflower. The state outline appears in the background, while the inscription Oklahoma 1907 marks the year of statehood. Even in circulated condition, the elegant motion of the scissor-tailed flycatcher often remains visible. Its long, sweeping tail feathers create a sense of movement and freedom. Light wear may soften the finer details of the bird's wings or the petals of the wildflower, but the overall composition still stands out. The coin's composition follows the modern clad structure, with a copper core layered between nickel outer surfaces. This durable design allows the coin to withstand years of circulation while maintaining its silvery appearance. Minor scratches or dulling are common in circulated examples, adding character without erasing the design. The year 2008 marked the final year of the 50-state quarters program. By this time, millions of Americans had become collectors, inspired by the excitement of completing full state sets. The Oklahoma quarter represents one of the concluding chapters of this groundbreaking series. Circulated condition tells a story of movement and use. This quarter may have traveled through countless hands, passed through grocery stores, gas stations, vending machines, and restaurants. Each small mark reflects a piece of its journey through everyday American life. Collectors often evaluate circulated quarters based on overall eye appeal. Even wear across the surface is usually more desirable than heavy scratches or damage. A coin with balanced toning and clear details can still be attractive despite years of handling. The scissor-tailed flycatcher design is admired for its artistic elegance. The long tail feathers stretching across the coin's surface create a dynamic visual rarely seen in circulating coinage. Even with light wear, the design retains its graceful energy. Because millions of Oklahoma quarters were produced at the Philadelphia Mint, most circulated examples remain common. However, within large mintages, rare mint errors can occur, creating exciting opportunities for discovery. Mint errors might include double dies, off-center strikes, die cracks, or missing clad layers. Such features can dramatically increase a coin's value. Careful inspection under magnification is always recommended, even for coins that appear ordinary. The reeded edge of the quarter remains an important design element. These ridges, originally created to prevent silver clipping, continue as a security and aesthetic feature. Even in circulated condition, many of the ridges remain clearly defined. Toning may also appear over time. Natural aging can create subtle shades of gray or soft golden hues across the surface. Attractive toning can enhance a coin's visual appeal and distinguish it from others. The Oklahoma design captures the spirit of open skies and natural landscapes. The combination of bird and wildflower symbolizes both freedom and beauty, making this quarter a memorable entry in the state series. For beginner collectors, circulated state quarters provide an affordable and accessible starting point. They offer the opportunity to learn about grading, mint marks, and design details without requiring large investments. Experienced collectors, however, know that hidden gems sometimes appear among circulated coins. Exceptional strikes, rare varieties, or unusual mint errors can transform a simple quarter into a sought-after collectible. The Philadelphia Mint has a long history of producing high-quality coinage, yet even modern minting processes are not immune to occasional imperfections. That small chance of error keeps collectors searching. Holding this 2008 Oklahoma quarter connects you to both the end of the state quarter era and the broader story of American coinage. It represents a moment when everyday change sparked national excitement. As time passes, interest in completing full 50-state quarter sets remains strong. The final year issues, including Oklahoma, often receive renewed attention from collectors. Circulated coins remind us that currency is meant to move. They are not just museum pieces but active participants in commerce, carrying stories from one transaction to the next. Even a well-worn coin can inspire curiosity. It encourages you to look closer, to study the details, and to ask whether something unusual might be hiding in plain sight. The Oklahoma quarter stands as a tribute to state pride and artistic expression within modern U.S. coinage. Its design continues to resonate with collectors who appreciate both history and beauty. While most circulated examples remain worth face value, the potential for rare varieties keeps the excitement alive. Every roll of quarters holds the possibility of discovery. Coin collecting blends history, art, and economics into a single fascinating hobby. A simple quarter can open the door to research, learning, and unexpected rewards. The 2008 Oklahoma State quarter in circulated condition may appear ordinary, but it carries the legacy of one of the most successful coin programs ever created. And while the vast majority of these quarters remain worth only 25 cents, under extraordinary circumstances involving rare mint errors or exceptional collector demand, a single coin like this could astonishingly reach a value of $45,000. Next up, the United States of America State quarter-dollar coin Great Basin 2013 with a D mint mark in very fine condition. At first glance it may seem like an ordinary coin, but when you truly study its design, condition, and background, you begin to see how special it really is. This coin belongs to the America the Beautiful Quarters program, a remarkable series that followed the success of the 50-state quarters. Instead of focusing only on states, this program honored national parks and historic sites across the country. The Great Basin design celebrates the natural beauty and endurance of Great Basin National Park in Nevada. On the obverse, the timeless portrait of George Washington appears, a design that has symbolized American coinage for generations. His strong profile faces left, accompanied by the inscriptions Liberty and In God We Trust, while the date 2013 sits clearly below. Even in very fine condition, Washington's portrait retains impressive detail, though the highest points such as the hair and cheek may show gentle wear. The D Mint mark indicates that this coin was struck at the Denver Mint. The Denver facility has long been known for producing high-quality circulating coinage. That small letter D is more than just a mark. It represents origin, authenticity, and an important detail for collectors who carefully track mint locations. Turning the coin over reveals the breathtaking reverse design dedicated to Great Basin National Park. The image highlights the famous bristlecone pine trees, some of the oldest living organisms on Earth. Their twisted branches stretch across the coin surface, standing against a backdrop of rugged mountains and open sky. In very fine condition, much of the intricate detail remains visible. The texture of the tree bark, the layered mountain ridges, and the depth of the landscape still shine through despite light circulation wear. The inscriptions Great Basin and Nevada frame the design, along with the year 2013, grounding the coin firmly in its place and time. The bristlecone pines are known for surviving thousands of years in harsh climates. Their inclusion on this coin symbolizes endurance and resilience. Even as the coin itself shows signs of circulation, the message of strength and longevity remains powerful. This quarter is composed of a copper core with outer layers of nickel, giving it durability and a silver-toned appearance. In very fine grade, you may notice light scratches or subtle toning, but these marks only reflect its journey through everyday commerce. Very fine condition is a desirable grade for many collectors because it preserves strong detail while showing honest signs of use. The design is still bold, the lettering is sharp, and the major features are clear, making it visually appealing without being overly worn. The America the Beautiful series aimed to inspire appreciation for national parks and natural heritage. By placing such detailed landscapes on everyday coinage, the United States Mint turned simple quarters into educational tools and artistic showcases. The Great Basin design stands out for its depth and realism. The layered mountains create a sense of distance, while the bristlecone pines dominate the foreground with dramatic, twisting shapes. Even in circulated form, the artistry is unmistakable. Collectors often examine the clarity of the inscriptions. United States of America and quarter dollar remain strong and legible in very fine condition. The Mint Mark D is crisp, confirming its Denver origin. The year 2013 places this coin early in the America the Beautiful program timeline. As the series progressed, interest in completing full sets grew stronger, and coins from each year became important building blocks for collectors. Circulated coins like this one carry invisible stories. They may have passed through vending machines, grocery counters, or parking meters, quietly serving their purpose before finding their way into a collector's hands. Toning can enhance the coin's visual appeal. Subtle shades of gray or soft golden hues may appear over time, adding depth and personality to the surface. No two circulated coins age in exactly the same way. The reeded edge of the quarter remains a classic design feature. Even after years of handling, the ridges usually stay well defined, contributing to the coin's texture and tactile quality. Collectors also search for mint errors within this series. Double dies, die cracks, or off-center strikes can dramatically increase a coin's desirability. Even a common issue like the 2013 Great Basin quarter can surprise you if a rare variety is discovered. The Denver Mint's production quality is generally strong, meaning most coins were well struck. However, slight variations in strike sharpness can influence collector interest. Very fine coins often appeal to those who appreciate authenticity. They show that the coin has lived a life in circulation, yet they preserve enough detail to admire the design fully. The Great Basin theme itself resonates deeply with nature enthusiasts. By featuring ancient trees and expansive landscapes, the coin celebrates the beauty and endurance of America's natural treasures. As time passes, coins from the early 2010s gradually transition from common pocket change to collectible historical pieces. The longer they circulate, the fewer remain in higher grades. Holding this coin connects you not only to Nevada's national park, but also to the broader American story of conservation and pride in natural landmarks. The America the Beautiful series serves as a reminder that art can exist in everyday objects. Even a simple quarter can tell a story of geography, ecology, and national identity. Collectors building a complete set of the series recognize the importance of each individual release. The 2013 Great Basin D Mint Mark coin plays a vital role in that larger narrative. In very fine condition, the coin strikes a balance between affordability and visual strength. It remains accessible to new collectors while still holding long-term interest. The detailed landscape and ancient trees ensure that this design continues to captivate viewers years after its release. It is a coin that invites closer inspection and appreciation. Every quarter has potential, especially when carefully examined for unique features or exceptional preservation. That sense of possibility keeps the hobby exciting. The 2013 Great Basin quarter with a D Mint mark in very fine condition stands as a tribute to resilience, artistry, and the enduring spirit of American coinage. And while most examples remain worth only their face value, under extraordinary circumstances involving rare mint errors or exceptional collector demand, a single coin like this could astonishingly reach a value of $45,000.